guys, it's Kristen, and welcome to the first episode of a School Days vlog series thing. For those of you who don't know what this is, Shane Dawson did it, and Michael Buckley from What the Buck did it too. It's basically where you make a video for each school year. So like the first video for this one is going to be kindergarten, the next one will be first grade, and you talk about each school year in each video. And that seemed pretty cool, so I decided I'm going to do this among other things on this channel, so there you go. So obviously I'm going to start talking about kindergarten. And when I was in kindergarten, I lived in one school district area thing, and then from first grade on, I lived in the school district I live in now. So kindergarten's always been a little bit different in my head than the rest of my grades. I remember I had this teacher, and then she had teacher's assistant, but the teacher would always, like the main teacher would always fight with the teacher's assistant, and she tried to hide from the kids and was like trying to be discreet about it, but we saw. We knew. And then one time, like half the way or a little bit more than half the way through the school year, she just disappeared. The teacher's assistant disappeared, and one of the popular girls' mothers came in and became the new teacher's assistant. And I always thought that was kind of really weird, because I liked the other teacher's assistant. She was older, and she was really sweet, but I don't remember her name, so I guess that says something. But yes, in kindergarten, we did have popular kids. I know that seems like too young for that stuff, but we did. We had, yeah. The only thing I remember about the popular girls is that they never liked me or never wanted to be around me. Sort of like my life right now. Although there was one time I did hang out with them, and all we did was walk around the playground at recess. We didn't actually play anything, and I was like, this is lame. I don't want to be a popular girl. Never was, ever, ever again. Ever. Speaking of recess, I remember this happened on more than one occasion. Okay, in kindergarten, we used to go recess first before the big kids. So like kindergarten, first, second grade all went outside, while the third, fourth, and fifth graders were all eating lunch, and then we switched, kind of thing. Or something like that. I feel like I ate lunch first. I don't know, but I was outside with the little kids because I was in kindergarten. I was like the littlest of the little kid. I was one of the youngest in my class. And I remember, because we lived in, I'm gonna be honest, we lived in the hood back there. It was kind of a little bit, I want to say ghetto, but the school was kind of in the ghetto. There was no bell system, so when recess was over for the little kids and the big kids were about to come in, all that happened was one of the kindergarten teachers blew a whistle, and then we were all supposed to line up, and then she was supposed to count our heads and take us back into class. Okay, well something must have gone wrong there multiple times, because I remember on more than one occasion I was left outside. Because I remember I was always little kindergarten Kristen walking around. Oh no, these are definitely not my friends. These are definitely big kids. Oh no. So I had to go back inside, went back to my classroom, and I had to explain in front of my entire class why I was left outside. And the teachers thought it was my fault for not hearing the bell, when in reality it was probably their fault for checking all the kids, realizing they were missing a couple, and then going in anyway. The same thing happened again, only I was with like 3 other girls, and then the 4 of us had to explain to the class again why we were not in class and why we didn't come in, even though, again, the teacher should have counted and looked for us if she realized that she was missing kindergarten kids. Like, common sense. And then I was sitting in class, and a few more kids later on came in and had to explain in front of the entire class why they didn't come in with the rest of the class. I had came in that time, and there were a couple other kids who were stuck outside. And back then, I thought it was the students' fault. But looking back, I realized that it was not the students' fault. Definitely the teachers. Like I said, it was not in a safe neighborhood. There are parts of that playground where you could go through and you could go to the very back where the teeter-totter was, and like, you couldn't see the teachers anymore. And it was just a chain link fence that anyone could get through. Anybody could have came over and just picked up a kid, took him over the fence, and put him in his white van, okay? Anybody could have done that. Anybody could have done that. So when you, as a teacher, are counting the heads of your students and you're missing some, you should probably do more than, Because that one time that I came in and wasn't left outside like the other kids, that's what she did. She counted the heads and went, shrugged, and then went in. You can't do that. You can't do that. They could have been missing. You have to either report them missing or find them. Seriously. I remember coloring too. I remember we used to have to play this number game where, like, you had to pick a number on this big piece of paper that was flipped upside down so you couldn't see the number, and then we sang the number song. I remember that, but other than that, the most memorable thing was being left outside. Nicely done, teachers. Anyway, that was the first episode of the School Days vlogs. I'm going to try to keep these short and sweet and to the point. In a week or two, I might upload first grade. That'd be really cool because just all these great things start happening in my elementary school. Oh, they're bad. Bad things, actually. Oh no. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Check out my booktubing channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye!